Hello and welcome back, ProITians. So now you have the understanding of what are the various storage options that you're getting on Microsoft Azure, right? I mean, that's what we have seen in the previous session, right? Great. Now, in this session, we are going to delve in details about the blob storage, all right? So we are going to talk about what is blob and how we can utilize them in our virtual machines in our, right? Great. I'll see you in the session then. Thank you. Welcome back to ITN. So now let's begin with our discussion on Azure Blob Storage, right? All right. So what is Azure Blob? We have seen this in the earlier sessions also, right? I mean, in the previous session where we discussed about the various storage options in Azure, we had touched base on some part of it on Azure Blob, right? So as you know, I mean, Blob stands for binary large objects, right? So Azure Blob Storage is Microsoft's solution for cloud. It is optimized to store massive amount of unstructured data. It can include text or binary data. I can have a You can actually go ahead and stream your videos on Azure Blob. So all those are possible. And it's used to store any type of unstructured data, right? Any types, like we discussed. I mean, right? So data can be accessed from anywhere using HTTPS and requires a unique namespace, right? Data stored in Azure Blob is highly scalable and can support thousands of connections and store massive amount of data. All right. So Azure it can actually Blob can also support for Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. That is actually used for the data analytics purpose. So let's take a look at what is Data Lake Storage Gen 2. So Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 service is built on two of the existing services of Azure. Okay, those are Azure Storage, Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 1, right? So these are the two storage services which is actually uh, being used to build for storage Gen 2, right? Data Lake Storage Gen 2, right? It provides the capability of large data analytics, right? Because it is used for data analytics purpose, it has to provide that capability, right? So it provides storage for structured and unstructured data, right? When we're talking about data analysis, the data can be a structured and unstructured data. So Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 has that capability of storing for structured and unstructured data, right? It's scalable to store exabytes of data, and I mean, 1 exabyte is equals to 1 million terabytes. All right. It provides cost-effective solution with blob storage lifecycle and blob storage access tier. Right. This is something which we have not yet covered, and we are going to cover it in the next slide. So in this one, we are going to talk about Azure lifecycle policy and access tier. Right. So there are three access tiers. Right. Microsoft Azure Blob Storage offers three access tiers. Right. So one is hot. Okay, that is your frequently accessed data, and I mean, you will be like there will be like a lot of read and write operations on that. So that is termed as your hot tier. Right. Then there is a second one is a cool tier. This is for good for infrequent access of data. It is a cost-effective solution, and it's best if you store the data for minimum of 30 days. Okay? Then the third one is archive. That is good for really access data. It is cost-effective, and it is good if you store the data for minimum of 180 days. right? Now, blob storage lifecycle, that is, I mean, how the data is like going to be stored and for how long the data is going to be stored. Though that life cycle is built on the above access tiers, which we just discussed, right? This can help us. So Azure Blob lifecycle policy helps us in balancing between requirement and cost, right? Let's move to the next one, that is Azure Storage Encryption. So Azure stores in Azure. All right, there's a typo here. So Azure stores data in Azure, and that gets automatically encrypted. Data can be encrypted either at Azure or on-prem. Right? So there are two types of encryption. Okay, so if the data is encrypted at Azure, then it is referred as Storage Service Encryption, or in short SSE. When the data is encrypted at on-prem, then it is referred as client-side encryption, or CSE. Right? So with storage side encryption, data is first encrypted and then stored. Right? And then data is decrypted before sending it out. Right? So that's how it works in when you store the data in Azure cloud. But with the client-side encryption, data is encrypted before sending it to Azure. Right? Or else, I mean, it will not work. Right? So let's have a small demo. Right? So you have a data here, right? And you have the encryption key. I mean, we are representing here about the SSE, right? So data will be first encrypted with using the encryption key, and then it will be stored. All right? And then if the data is to be moved out, it will be decrypted, and then it will move out. All right? Now, this is a small animation again for CSE, where data is encrypted at the on-prem and then actually sent to the cloud. Okay, so it will be encrypted using the client-side encryption key, and then it will be sent to Azure. Okay, so now let's talk about Azure Storage Replication. So Microsoft Azure always replicates data in storage account to ensure durability and high availability. Data can be replicated within the same data center, across zonal data centers within the same region, or across geo-separated regions. It depends on your what sort of option you choose. Right? So there are multiple redundancy options that are available to provide high availability. One is the LRS, or local redundant storage. It replicates your data across three multiple times within the same data center. Okay, and then the next one is ZRS, or zone redundant storage. It replicates data across three storage clusters in a single region. Okay. Then the next one is geo redundant storage, or in short GRS. It replicates data to a secondary region, and that data, that secondary region should be minimum of 300 miles away. I mean, there should be at least 300 miles distance between the primary and the secondary region. All right. The next one is RAGRS, that is read access geo redundant storage. It provides read-only access to the data in the secondary location, in addition to the data which is geo-replicated to the secondary region. All right. Next one is geo zone redundant storage. Yeah, it's in short we also referred as GZRS, and it combines the options of ZRS and GRS, that is zone redundant storage and geo redundant storage. This helps in keeping data in three availability zones, in the first region and in the second region, and one in the second region. All right. Then the last one is read access geo zone redundant storage, or in short RAGZRS. it enables read-only access to the data in the secondary region, right? It actually combines the read-only service of geo-zone redundant storage, all right? Those were the options that we get for redundancy, and that's how, I mean, we can choose on what option we want to select, and accordingly we will get the high availability option. All right, guys. So these are some of the links which you can use to learn about Azure. Uh, that's all, guys, for now, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos and learning quite a few things, right? Please do subscribe on this channel and click on the bell icon to get live updates. Also, if you're liking the video, do click on the like icon. All right, and until next time, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.